Hello everyone, my name is Greg Lewis. Thank you so much for joining us for this afternoon's live event. Today's special guest is, I lost my notes. Today's special guest is Sunny Harris, and she will be talking about dancing with the markets. I'm not really sure what dancing with the market means. I tried to look it up, but I didn't really get a good answer, so maybe we'll ask her during the presentation what that means. I think it means interacting or, going for it. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch a video. Our presentation will be starting in 7 minutes and 13 seconds. Let's do it.
Hi, my name is Kelly Clement, and I am the president here at MetaStock. One of the biggest questions I get asked is, what is MetaStock, and how can it help me in my trading? Well, if you give me about 3 minutes of your time, I can show you. MetaStock is an award-winning software and data package that has been helping traders for over 40 years. Simply put, MetaStock is a tool for traders like you to analyze the markets. MetaStock works across all asset classes, including stocks, futures, forex, options, crypto, and more. MetaStock is designed to help you take the guesswork out of trading by offering a methodical, systematic approach to some key questions all traders come up against. Questions like, how do I decide which securities to trade when there are literally thousands to choose from? Which strategies should I use, and how do I test that strategy before spending my first trading dollar? When should I enter and exit a trade? How can I effectively manage the securities I'm interested in? What are the best options to trade? And of course, how do I know where prices will go next? At the core of MetaStock are its power tools. The power tools are designed to give professional-grade analysis tools to private traders. You can scan the market with the MetaStock Explorer to filter and sort securities that show buy and sell signals based on your criteria. The MetaStock System Tester lets you test most strategies through a process called backtesting. This allows you to see how your strategy would have performed over time. One of MetaStock's most powerful tools is its charts. MetaStock allows you to navigate through your charts through browser-like tabs, arrange them in ways that you see fit, or group them in layout windows that allow you to quickly access your groups of charts. And then with the MetaStock Forecaster, you can even take advantage of patented technology to view probable future prices. If you're an options trader, well, you're going to love OptionScope. OptionScope puts all the critical information at your fingertips, displaying sortable, customizable, color-coded options data, even including the Greeks. You can then take this data and analyze your options with the built-in strategies with risk-reward graphs. And MetaStock has solutions for traders of all levels and interests. If you're just getting into trading, you'll appreciate the education offered by our many built-in systems. In addition to pointing out buy and sell signals, MetaStock explains how they work in an easy-to-follow commentary window. MetaStock has systems based off of popular strategies, things like MACD, Bollinger Bands, turtle trading, candle patterns, and many more. MetaStock even has the very popular and exclusive Rahul Mohindar oscillator system, or simply known as the RMO. As you become a more experienced trader, MetaStock grows with you. Advanced analysts will enjoy the comprehensive list of trading systems and indicators and the ability to create, build, and test their own systems. And if you're a day trader, you can't do better than Zenith, the real-time news, data, and analysis package powered by LSEG, a world leader in market data. Zenith is a comprehensive and flexible system with an extremely powerful search tool, which includes fundamental and economic data. Add on our world-class support, and it's not hard to see why MetaStock has won the Stocks and Commodities Reader's Choice Award for 35 consecutive years. To find out more about MetaStock and how it can help you in your trading, visit metastock.com or contact a product professional via phone, email, or chat.
All right, thanks for sticking around and watching that. If you would like to try out MetaStock 19 and you're not currently a MetaStock subscriber, go ahead and go to metastock.com/mytrial, just like I said there, for a free trial, or chat live with our sales professionals at metastock.com/sales chat, or just go to metastock.com and click around. I'm sure you'll work it out. Again, we have Sunny Harris coming up in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. She'll be talking about dancing with the markets. I'm not, again, really familiar with that term, but probably many of you are. I'm curious, does anybody know what dancing with the market means? Let me know in the chat. I never heard that expression before. Maybe it's older than me. Maybe it's newer than me. I don't know. We'd also like to tell you about our upcoming Traders Conference. That is 5 days of speakers. And I think we have 36 plus speakers, 36 hours of presenters. It's a great event. It's coming up on September 23rd through September 27th. And you can enroll for free at metastock.com. Just go to metastock.com. There's a big old banner on the top. Just click that banner and you'll be good to go. This is probably distracting when I wave my notes around like that. Also, do not forget, please, to like and subscribe. We always appreciate it when you do so. And then you'll be notified when we have live events just like today. And we have them usually once or twice a week. So you don't want to miss any of that. Also, we really encourage you to participate. Sunny is exceptionally bright, and I know she answers questions really well, and she enjoys questions. You may have to wait until there's a Q&A portion of the discussion, but chat it in here at YouTube. She's presenting over on GoToWebinar, and we will get that question over to her for sure. So if you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and leave them. We really encourage participation, but just be respectful, please, of the presenter and your co-viewers. All right, with all that, I think I've said everything I got to say. So I'm going to let you listen to some jazzy music for about a minute while I make sure that Jeff and Sunny are good to go on the other end. Thank you so much again, and successful trading.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Gibby with MetaStock. Thanks for coming. It's good to see you today. If you're watching us on YouTube and you like the video tonight, like it, subscribe. Those things help a great deal. If you have questions, if you have comments as we go, make sure to use them. Oh, okay, wait. You should be able to see. Everybody should be able to see me. I had a screen up here that says start the broadcast, but it's already been done. So let's go ahead and read the legal disclaimer. I've got a really good technician, Sunny Harris. She's going to talk about SunnyBands and kind of her idea behind creating them. So let's go. All right. Today's demonstration is designed to instruct you on using MetaStock and the accompanying software plugins. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell, but rather guidelines to interpreting and using specific indicators and features within the software. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. MetaStock and its employees shall have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of the software, trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with the company. MetaStock and its employees do not endorse the purchase of any security, nor are they paid for the promotion of a security. No information contained in this presentation should be construed as investment advice or the solicitation to buy a security. So, Sunny, does it sound like I've said that a few times?
Yeah, I think you're pretty well practiced at it. Now, does that mean I don't have to read mine when it comes up?
Hey, that's between you and your attorney. I'm going to go ahead and turn over the screen to you so we can make sure that that's working. But while we do that, I just want to say a few things. I met SunnyBands I think, man, we were at the Traders Expo in Vegas. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but it would have been the late 90s, early 2000s. And I was very impressed, which is how bright you were and how intelligent, how smart,
Well,
all
thank
that
you.
kind of good stuff. Sunny's written a number of books on easy language and how to use easy language. She's going to talk a little bit about her adaptive bands and how they work in the market. So, Sunny, is there anything that you want to add to that?
No, I think you've got it covered.
All right, so I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to turn over the floor to Sunny.
Sharon?
Yeah, I can see your screen and I can hear you. We can see it. Everything is working as it should. So I'll get out of the way. If you need me, just say, hey, Jeff, and I'll be right here.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Today we're going to talk about dancing with the markets using SunnyBands. And I'm going to tell you what SunnyBands are. But first, my passion is in helping beginners. I love to teach people to trade. So the talk's for intermediate and advanced traders as well, not just beginners. It's for traders who have not yet become wildly successful and want to, for people who have not traded much and want to learn, for folks who want to improve their trading results. And I do love to consult. My phone number is at the bottom of every one of these slides, so you can give me a call. I'm open to taking phone calls. That's my cell phone number, and I actually answer. So there it is. And here is the disclaimer. Just like Jeff said, there's risk. I'm just going to summarize this. There's risk of loss in trading stocks, futures, options, cash currencies, and other leveraged transaction products can be substantial. Only risk capital should be used. And all results shown in this presentation are hypothetical, not actual results. And there's limitation to how much those can do. So past performance also is not a predictor of future results. All investing involves risk of loss, and individual investments may vary. The examples provided may not be representative of typical results. Your capital is at risk when you invest. You can lose some or all of your money. So never risk more than you can afford to lose. And this presentation will be on my website, which you can see at the bottom, moneymentor.com. And you can read our full disclosures and details there. So I'm going to tell you exactly how I trade every day with my very own indicators, SunnyBands. DMA stands for Dynamic Moving Average Histogram, which I'll show you. And we have the slope indicator. Unlike a lot of vendors, I don't hold anything back. I tell you exactly how I use them, and I give you the rules that I use. So I'm going to first introduce myself a little more. I am a professional trader. I've been for 43 years. I trade futures, stocks, and crypto. I don't trade options. I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to show you how I trade. So I've been a professional trader since 1981. That was before the S&P even existed. Well, 1982, I think, is when the E-mini came out. So I've been through several crashes, which is the test of your mettle as a trader. And I'm ready for the next one whenever it comes. I trade the S&P 500 futures contract on 1 and 5 minute charts. And I've heard that it's the most difficult market to trade, but to me, it's the thing I've specialized in. It's the thing I've focused on for all these years. So it's second nature to me. I do have long-term stock holdings. Long-term to me means a week or more. When you're on 5 minute charts all day long, a week is a long term. And I do trade cryptocurrencies as well. I'm going to show you how I trade SunnyBands, the DMA, Dynamic Moving Average, in fast markets, and I'm going to show you my compounding spreadsheet, which I call Ultimate F. I do have some free stuff. If you want to sign up for a free Sunny Side of the Street, just text SSS for Sunny Side of the Street to my cell phone. And that's where I explain what my indicators are telling me about 12 different markets with respect to SunnyBands. Yeah, if you can't find it, just send me an email, sunny@moneymentor.com. Or on the presentation on my website, you can click on these links. They're all clickable. So it will be on moneymentor.com. All you have to do is sign up as a free member, and you'll have access to this talk. Oh, and I do a free podcast too called The Sunny Harris Show, where I interview legendary traders and we get to know them as people. So that's at moneymentor.com/podcast. And I've interviewed Larry Williams and Jake Bernstein and Steve Nissen, Linda Raschke, Dr. Alexander Elder, Cynthia Case, Sherman McClellan, Carolyn Baroden, Greg Morris, John Bollinger, and many, many more. There are 50 podcasts up there now. And this is what Sunny Side of the Street looks like. And you can see a chart at the bottom. That's vantage point. So I show you the vantage point prediction for Monday on Sunday night. And just real quickly, I was rated #1 trader twice by Start Research. And I was using my SunnyBands and my DMA. You see right there at the top. I have a daily live trading room where you can trade with me every morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 1 hour, California time. And so far we're up 395% in 35 weeks. So we're what, two-thirds of the way through the year, something like that. And we're up. My goal has been all along to be up over 400%. So we're getting there. And that's what the chart looks like. So yeah, we have some ups and downs. I've got this line that's my target line, and you see I pretty much keep it to that. Well, I did grow up dirt poor in Appalachia, and now I have 3 degrees in mathematics and 1 in photography. And I've taken business and programming courses at Stanford, Wharton, UCLA, and a few more. I love to go to school. I've been programming for 56 years and trading for 43. Right out of college, I became a systems programmer for Lockheed. And then after 4 years of that, I founded a little company called ISCO with a few 3 guys. And we became the world's leader in computer graphics software. You may have heard of Harvard Graphics. And I retired when I was 30. And then I gave my money to money managers. And in 3 weeks, they lost $75,000, which is not a lot compared to what I had invested, but it's a lot of money, 75 grand. So I took the money back. I said, I can do that poorly on my own. And I began reading. I taught myself to trade through reading lots and lots of books. But I didn't enter a single trade for the first year. I was getting used to the rhythm of the markets. I have written 8 best-selling trading books. I don't think they're all listed here. Let's see. Yeah, Using Easy Language 9.x with Murray Ruggiero. And I wrote a little book called Going Vegan with my friend Linda Blair. And last August, I released the definitive guide to TradeStation's Easy Language and OOL programming with Sam Pinnis. And I've written articles for everybody. These are just a few of the sites that I've written articles for. And these are the covers of my books. If you want to make sure you got the right book, this is what they look like. Oh, and I did a an international magazine for 8 years called Traders Catalog and Resource Guide. And there's that one. And this is the most recent set. It's a 2-volume book that's 1,300 pages. So it's everything you wanted to know. Now I'm going to rush through this. Yeah, I've been rated lots of stuff. I'm a member of all the important societies. And I want to read you one of the quips and quotes. This guy said to me, this is unsolicited. He just emailed it to me. I just want to say I love your bands. I've torn apart Bollinger Bands, Keltner, et cetera, and nothing comes close to what you have created. I've talked to CMTs who've said, oh yeah, they're just bullies. And I almost spit out my coffee. I've watched your videos where you're walking a new customer through their use, and I've got it all understood. The terms are right there. Bullies are too general, and Keltner, which Rasky says she likes, are only a hair better than bullies. Yours flows them both away. Of course, you already know that. Isn't that nice? I have a Facebook page. If you want to visit me, send me some messages. I'm available. And I do post my predictions from time to time. So all you have to do is go to Facebook and look for Sunny Harris. And when I post this, you can click here to subscribe to Sunny Side of the Street, or you can send me the SSS to my cell phone. I do have customers all kinds of places, so don't be afraid to call me if you're in Australia or Vietnam or any place all over the world. This next slide is probably the most important slide, though, in the whole deck. It's important that you see if you can do this for yourself with your own goals. So let's say you want to make $120,000 a year. Now that's a lofty goal for a new trader. But if we break it down, you'll see it's quite achievable. If we divide it by 12 months, that's $10,000 a month. That still seems like a lofty goal. But if you divide by the 20 trading days, that's only $500 a day. Now it makes sense. 5 trades at $100 each will make you $120,000. There's usually between $1,000 and $3,500 per day potential in the S&P if you go long and short, just one contract. So I'm going to break down how I trade. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. And these are, you're going to see some images that might look a little complex, but they're really not. I use color coding, key me into action. So here's a SPY daily chart. So what do? Where's low and where's high? How do you know when to catch all these perfect trades? Turns like this, they're in there. This is the same thing on a 15-minute chart. And you can see how different it looks. There are extended sideways periods during the trading day, often, which is the bane of every trader's existence. And the same thing on a 5-minute chart looks like that. Let's look at a 1-minute chart of the Dow for a second. Okay, where's this going to go next? Okay, we've gone up and down, up and down. Does anybody know where it goes next? Up and down. So we all look at the hard right edge of a forming chart. None of us has a key into the future. There is no prescience. All we can do, or the best we can do really, is just to follow along. So we don't have future data. There's no such thing as a leading indicator. Everyone has to look at past data. Even if it was 1 second ago, it's still past data. We don't know where the market is going. The market will do what it wants to do. So what I do is I ask what is true. All the time I'm asking what is true. So I look at a chart and I say what's true is it's going down. What's also true is that the ADX is going up, or whatever indicators I have on my chart. I want to know what is true of the market with relationship to my indicators. So with every new bar, you have to do that. It's easier to see in hindsight, and the chart doesn't tell you much. In fact, it just kind of looks scary. Is it going down further? Everybody wants to know, are we going to have a crash now? Dow's down pretty good the last 2 days. Is it going further, or is it at a bottom? Is it going to turn around? What's high and what's low on the chart? You have to ask all these questions, and it's never ending. So when do you enter the trade? And when do you exit? That's another good question. So I'm going to walk through how I get a chart set up. First thing I do, and this is what time frame is this? 5 minute. So I put Fibonacci lines. In this case, I put them from this top to this bottom. And you can see how it hits it over and over and over again. Here it comes to the bottom Fibonacci line, goes back up to it from the bottom, and then cascades. So I do like Fibonacci lines. And then I add what I call an attractor. An attractor is something that attracts price movement to it. You can see this orange line across the bottom of that. We've got the Fibonacci line still up here. And we have the orange lines, what I call an attractor. And you can see I've drawn it on this price and the price over there. And it comes down to it, goes down, comes back up, goes back down. And you can see how this is like magnetism for the prices. And then trend lines are also attractors, by the way I define them. And you can see here I've got a trend line drawn from this top to this top. And it comes over here, and by golly, if we don't have stumbling all along that line again. And then here's another trend line, and you can see that one was set from here to here, and it breaks right where that gap is. So then next I'm going to add SunnyBands to the chart and my dynamic moving average histogram and an indicator I call slope. So here's SunnyBands. And you can see there are two green channels. The green one on the outside is the lower outer band. And the green one on the top side is, what do you think? It's the upper outer band. Then I've got a turquoise one inside of that. That's the upper inner band. And the lower one is the lower inner band. Then in the middle of this, I have purple and gold lines, which are looking like moving averages. But think about this moving average. With most moving averages, you'll input two values: slow moving average length and the fast moving average length. Actually, they're reverse order: fast moving average length and then slow moving average length. So typically on a moving average, they'll have 9,18. So the fast average is 9 in length and the slow average is 18. My moving average is different though. It recalculates with every tick of the market. It recalculates its own lengths internally. So it does a really good job of not whipsawing, which moving averages will always do, but this one does extremely well. So now I can see something. I added attractors. They're not just support and resistance. Trend lines are also attractors. Moving averages are attractors. Anytime price is being attracted to a certain level. And Fibonacci retracements are also attractors. It's just a general word to encompass all these things. Elliott waves are also attractors. So let's go a little farther. I have an indicator on a competing product called PHW, which stands for potential hourly wage. And you can mimic it using the zigzag indicator. So that question is, can you make more by trading than by working for an hourly wage? So if you're not making more than $15 an hour trading, you should work at McDonald's. So, I mean, I've had people come to me and say, oh, I've only lost $900 this week. Now I'm going to start trading with real money. And that's a negative hourly wage. So I don't think you really should do that. And the dots are at the ideal turning points in the PHW. And we can't be perfect, but I take 60% of the ideal as a goal. I figure I can leave 20% on the table on my entry, leave 20% on the table on my exit, and that leaves me 60% of the ideal. But we're going to use the zigzag indicator here, and you can see it's in yellow, and it highlights every move. Now, I like PHW to not be this tight, so on my other one, it'll put a yellow dot down here and a yellow dot up here, another yellow dot down here and up here. But the zigzag indicator is highly sensitive and gives a lot of back and forth movement. But that's a proxy for PHW. Trade Along with Sunny is my live trading room every morning for an hour. And I use it to facilitate the learning of my indicators and show you how I trade. So I'm in it every morning for an hour. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. That's the way it goes. It seems like on Wednesdays I lose money. I lost this morning, in fact. I'm going to give you a 99-second video condensation of what my trading room looks like. And the first slide is always a disclaimer. And there's my theme song. Anybody know what this theme song is? And with the flat DMA with gold on top, I don't really expect it to go much lower than the DMA. If it goes down and closes under the DMA, then I'm short. See, I'm calling out the trade before it happens. Going straight up. Look, there's it's trying. Let's see what this one's doing. Come on.
Order filled.
Okay. What I'm watching right now to see if that's going to go above this interband. You can see this is real time.
And if
We're
it does,
watching price right here.
like it's going to be going further up.
Order filled.
There we go.
Good job.
Thank you. That was a perfect exit on that trade, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I've taken two of them, Sonny.
Have you? Did you make any money?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it. Just real quick so you could see what it looks like. And I invite you to come to my live trading room on Wednesdays if you will send me a text to my cell phone again at the bottom of each slide. If you send me a text that says TAWS, that stands for Trade Along with Sunny. And if you send that to me, then I'll send you the link to get into the live trading room on Wednesdays. Let's go into stocks for a minute. Here's a chart of NVIDIA. Look what that did. And this is, I hope, a daily chart. Yes. So MetaStock puts the suggested entries and exits in here. You can see that there's a signal, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. Here's another signal, and there it's confirmed. So it puts in here more signals than you can take, but you have to wait for confirmation to take it. This chart in the second window is my dynamic moving average histogram. It measures the difference between the gold line and the purple line, which is the dynamic moving average. So it'll measure the width of the gap. And gold and red on top means that gold's on top. Purple and green on the bottom means that purple's on top. And then they switch colors as the direction switches. So often this change of color is a good place to enter. Let's look at something else. How about Tesla? And there you see the signals on Tesla. And the slope indicator is not at the bottom. This shows you where slope is congested, the gray areas where slope is moving down and where slope is moving up. So red is down and green is up, and that's bullish. And you can see all the slopes real quickly on that bar. Here's the S&P 500. Lots of signals on that one. And they are all just where the SunnyBands rules suggest something, but it's not confirmed yet. So you have to wait for confirmation. Here's the same thing on a 15-minute chart with the MetaStock signals. You can see how precise they are. This is the same thing. This is the SPY actually on a yearly chart. I love MetaStock's yearly charts. I look at that for overall direction of the world. You know, this is where the chart is forming. The trader's chart is a daily chart. So you're going to want to get in and out, or hold as long as price is above the gold DMA and we're rising. I would stay long with that trade up until this point right here. And if you want to trade in the fast market, that's 15-minute chart. And you can see that when the DMA is flat, which it is right through this area, there are no trades because it's a sideways market. So that's one of my rules. If the DMA is flat, either don't trade or only scalp from the band to the DMA and the band to the DMA back and forth. And when you get a free trial of SunnyBands or when you purchase the indicators, I spend 2 Zoom sessions with you teaching you how I use them. On the daily chart, there we are again. This is the SPY. And you can see the signal. These are the real SunnyBands signals. Long, short, long. So that's where I would take the trades with my SunnyBands. My indicators work on any symbol and any time frame. So if you wanted to trade them on a 5-minute time frame on gold or Bitcoin or whatever, they work on any symbol on any time frame. So how do you know in advance? How do you know to buy Apple in 1982 for 12 cents and hold it for 40 years? That's where the big profit is. So I look at my SunnyBands, dynamic moving average histogram, and my PHW indicators on daily charts first. And then I look at the shorter time frames. The SunnyBands indicator is an offshoot of my dynamic moving average indicator, which allowed me to investigate the excursions from the DMA, both favorable and adverse. Bands are average true ranges away from the DMA. Now again, the DMA is the trick. The DMA is the key to why all this works. And that's because it's self-adjusting, dynamic moving average. They're not like Bollinger Bands. He uses standard deviations away from a simple moving average. Standard deviations tell the market where it should go, and the simple moving average is the one with the most whipsaw. So my DMA is smooth and dances seamlessly with the market. I use ATRs, average true ranges, which asks the market where it has been and is going. Let's look at simple moving averages on a 15-minute chart here for a minute. You can see the 2 averages. I've taken the SunnyBands off. You can see here it crosses over 3 times. Here it crosses over into a short, but you'll notice how late they are. These crossovers are pretty lagging indicators. And again, here we have a crossover and a crossover and a crossover and a crossover and another crossover. So that's what I mean by whipsaw. Here we have standard moving average on the SPY, or simple moving average, I'm sorry, not standard. And here we have them on Apple, and you can see you get whipsawed to death. Here's the crossover, so you would enter down here, going short. Here's this crossover, you would enter up here. You have to wait till it actually crosses. So it's going to go back and forth, whipsawing. Let's look at this for a second. Here's what a moving average looks like. These are the signals. And most of those, the only thing that wins on this is you see this crossover right here goes up to this line. And because that's a continuation, you could profit on that. This, you see there's the crossover, here's the entry, and then here is the exit. So moving averages really are tough to trade. They give you late signals on whipsaw. And whipsaw is when a price or an indicator is moving back and forth with no trend. You lose money on both sides of a price swinging with this. So that last chart I showed you was full of whipsaw. And we're going to look at the crossover signals on that for a second. In my experience, whipsaw eats all the profits you made from the trends. Crossovers are very late and they're very laggy. So many years ago, this is like 39 years ago, I set out to cure whipsaw. I wanted to find something that would adjust itself to the movement of to the flavor of the market. So I set out to cure it, and I wanted the links of the moving averages to change with the market automatically. Now, my first stab at that was I used tables. And in the tables, I had different links for different scenarios. So if we were moving sideways, I'd change the links to work well in a sideways market. And if we're trending, I would change the inputs to work as a trending market. So tables didn't work out so well. So I developed the mathematics for the dynamic moving average, and it took me a solid 18 months of 18-hour days to do it. I created the dynamic moving average, calculates its own links. The standards are 9 and 18, and mine changes with every check of the market. So I never know what the input values are. And it dances with the market. It's really smooth. So you can see the standard moving averages and my moving average. You can see the difference between them. And there I've taken the moving averages off so you can see what my DMA is doing. So we get long here. This goes flat, so we exit. Then it goes short. And here we go long again. When you get a free trial from me, or you want to get the indicators themselves, as I said, I spend 2 Zoom calls with you showing you exactly where the trades are. And we'll even do it in the live market so you can see it on your own chart. 2 things are unique about this moving average. It's unlike anyone else's moving average. And there are those who have tried, but no one has succeeded in duplicating it to this point, at least. It calculates its own links dynamically within the mathematics of the program. And since markets move about as much as they usually move, I decided to use average true range to measure how it usually moves. These are the basic SunnyBands rules. When the market's going up on green or blue, I use blue candles for up. Most people use green, but since my SunnyBands are green, that interferes, so I make blue candles. So when green or blue candle gets above the upper outer band and turns red and dips below the upper outer band, I go short. When the market's going down on red candles and gets below the lower outer band and turns blue and pops above the lower outer band, I go long. That is the basic overview of the whole thing. And then I have 2 more sets of rules that talk about the complex rules that talk about the ways that you can modify it a little bit. Is it possible to make all that money? Well, Yes and no. You can't catch all the moves. You can only capture about 60% of each move. That's leaving 20% on at the entry and 20% on at the exit. And that's what I print out on my PHW indicator. Problem is, the investor must sit through long periods of scary negative markets. Like, how would you like to be sitting in NVIDIA right now? A trader, however, can go short. I don't short stocks, but I do have a little 4-page summary of SunnyBands rules that I follow, and it's on my website under downloads. Now, these are for educational purposes only, and these are the rules. Level 1, and you have to keep all 3 levels in mind at the same time. As I said, I enter long when red candles have been moving downward and touch the lower outer band and turn blue, and move back inside the lower outer band if price confirms. That's the important part. So there's blue candles going up. Here we have, this is not a real good picture of this, but this was red candles coming down into this move. And you can see there we have a blue one that goes inside the lower outer band and inside the lower inner band. So we know that's a long signal right there. Then we've got the DMA flat, and I'll tell you what's going to describe that in just a minute. The rules are special when the DMA is flat, and then we've got the rest of the long trend. Either short when blue candles have been moving upward here and touch the upper outer band and turn red, then I go short if price confirms. And level 2 tells us what to do if the DMA is flat. That is, the angle is virtually sideways. I don't expect price to move very far beyond the midline, which is the average of the purple and gold lines. So here we can see a picture of what it looks like when it's flat, and you can see price came up just above the DMA and fell back down again. And that is very typical move for a flat DMA. That often acts as a barrier to further up movement. Sometimes it'll go a little bit above it like this. Sometimes it'll stop right at it, but very frequently it'll turn at that barrier. Level 3 rules are, if you're in a trend and gold is on top and you have a positive slope, which tells you have a trend, I just stay long until the gold line is penetrated. So here we have a trend set up, 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 up. Hang on one second, my alarm's going on. Market's going to open in 5 minutes. So we stay long the DMA is golden till it's penetrated. And you can see right here, price comes down, touches the flat DMA. So I'm out of that long trade at this point. Then I got in back here. Similarly, when purple is on top and you have a negative slope, that means we're in a downtrend. So I stay short until the purple DMA is penetrated. Same way as the other ones, only backwards. So here we have short, 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 short. And right here it gets penetrated. That's the end of that trade. When fast-moving markets, with that as our foundation, we're going to look at fast-moving markets. We're going to look at the ES, the S&P 500 futures, gold, and crude oil. Here's a 15-minute chart of the S&P 500 with SunnyBands and the DMA histogram. And here you can see it on a 5-minute chart. You can see that these SunnyBands have the same rules no matter what time frame your chart's in. Here's gold. And that's what it was doing when I made this chart. And again, we've got running up on green, down, and see how it penetrated the upper outer band here? Confirms that, we go short. Down here, it doesn't quite make it to the lower outer band, but it does penetrate the lower inner band, so we go long. And I can show you these trades all day long. Here's gold on a 15-minute chart, and you can see again, same thing. Here we go long, and we get out over here. And it penetrates the DMA. So we had a long trend, and it penetrates the DMA. If you want to see me do this live, then you come to the live trading room on Wednesdays. I'll give you a free guest pass if you text me TAWS. And here's crude on a daily chart. And you can see that this is very thinly traded up to this point. And that's where this contract starts. It's right over here. This is all before the contract was the front one. So then we have the same rules. Go long here, go short here, exit, long again. DMA is flat right over here, so we get out of that. And so we take our long from there to there, and then we have another long. And on a 15-minute chart, you can see that oil is thinly traded. We don't have a whole lot of good solid bars, but it still works. I look at the liquidity table that Stocks and Commodities, Technical Analysis of Stocks and Commodities magazine does every month. In the back, 5 or 6 pages, they'll have this table. And you can see that the S&P 500 is always on top. And it not only has the most liquidity, it goes way off the page. You can see the 2 arrows on the right. The next highest liquidity is the 10-year T-note, and then the 5-year T-note. And we go down several, and there's the 30-year bond. We're going to look at PHW on a little program like a spreadsheet. Which symbol should we trade? Which one has the potential to make the most profit? So here's a little spreadsheet, and you can see I've got my PHW with total. So the buy and hold, the ideal, and the PHW. So if you were to buy and hold the 5-minute chart of the ES in 1 year, you could make $4,573. But really, there's almost $33,000 worth of trades on that chart. 54,000 is the ideal. 32 is with us taking 60% of it in 23 trades. That's phenomenal. And what do you think I trade? Let's go back a little bit here. Which one do you think I trade? Well, where's the highest PHW? Right there on the ES.
The time is 3:00 p.m.
Thank you. So I trade the ES. There's only one reason to trade, and that's to make money. If you're doing it for any other reason, for the fun, to get a little spending change, for the excitement, for the thrill, for the competition with the market, there's all kinds of reasons people make for trading. But if your trading is not to make money, then you won't. I do have people ask me, if she trades, why does she sell indicators or do consulting or still trade after 43 years? I had one guy send me a text that said, retire. I like to give back to the industry that's been so kind to me, though, and I love to teach new traders how to trade. And I still enjoy it. Every single day, I love to trade. And I still like making money, which is, again, the only reason to trade. Speaking of money, if you have a profitable series of trades, now that's key. You have to have a winning set of trades. It's possible then with strategic compounding to greatly magnify the profits. I call it Ultimate F. So it's a spreadsheet called Ultimate F. And I'll tell you how I got that. Ralph Vince's Optimal F is in his first book, and he shows you how to just compound the heck out of your trading stream. And there's an enormous risk of drawdown with Optimal F. So I didn't want that much drawdown. And furthermore, well, let's go back one. So Ralph, I think I've got this slide later, but Ralph and I sat down and talked one day, and he confided in me that the compounding was too extreme and it always reached ruin. So the risk of ruin was very, very high. And I found the errors in his equations and showed them to him and asked him if I could use the name Ultimate F for mine, and he said, sure. So, oh, by the way, Ralph Vince, if anybody knows him, he is of Italian descent. I asked him one day, what kind of name is Vince? He said, it's Italian. And I said, that's not an Italian name. He said, well, when we came to Ellis Island, the name was Da Vinci. So you can see the guy's brilliant. So in my trade along with Sunny room, TAWS, trade along with Sunny, every morning, I trade 5 contracts to the S&P. Now we're up to 7 contracts now. So, but I started with 5 for several months. We're together for 1 hour, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I always trade with double the margin. So if the margin's $15,000, then I'm going to have $30,000 in my account to trade 1 contract. And here are the results so far. We're up 395% in 35 weeks. Pretty darn good. And that's what the chart looks like again. And here's my spreadsheet where I keep track of all the trades that we've made. And I'm 76.16% profitable. So that means 76% of my trades are winners and 14%, 24%, 24% are losers. And now, can we do better than that? Yes, we can. This is the equity curve, and it makes $400 a day. This is not compounded. But if you use Ultimate F compounding, you can see this is the equity chart trading 1 contract every single time, just 1. And this is, the red one is the compounded curve. The blue one is the same as this top chart. So there's the blue, making $50,000. And the red one is the Ultimate F compounding, and you see it's over 200,000. Yes, you're going to be trading a lot more contracts, but it's done very conservatively. So that's what degrees in math do for you. Ralph told me there was, here's where I said that. There was an error in his equations. I found them, and he allowed me to call mine Ultimate F. And here's what the spreadsheet looks like. So you, on the unit trading, you just put in your profits and loss. So this is your string of trades all the way down through here. You just copy and paste your trades in. And you can see this is the equity for trading 1111 all the time. So we're down to 21,000 down here. But you can see that the Ultimate F starts trading multiple contracts and goes up. So we're up to $54,000 there. This is my website, moneymentor.com. There's lots and lots of stuff on here. I've been curating this website since 1985. It's been on there continuously, and it grows, of course. And I've got hundreds of pages in Money Mentor. So feel free to click on menus and browse. The products that I program were all developed for my use in my own trading, but I make them available to you because I like to see you make money too. And I do show you exactly how I use them. I don't hold anything back. I don't like show you 3/4 of the rules and keep the last 25% for myself. I tell you everything I'm doing. And if you come to the live trading room, you'll see I call out the trades before I take them, tell you why I'm taking them, and show you the configuration of the SunnyBands. I do this for free. If you want to get a free trial, text free to me and I'll get you set up with a free trial of SunnyBands. So this is a unique opportunity. You got free entry to trade along with Sunny on Wednesdays. Daily subscription, if you want to come every day, is $2.95 a month. On Wednesdays, I'll give you 2 free guest passes so you can come twice before you subscribe. Text TAWS to me at my cell phone. And oops, this is good till September 30th. Sorry about that. Or give me a call. There's my number. Free membership at Money Mentor. Those are all the free things. This slide's a little old. We had 377% profit at this point, 48,987. I'd say that's pretty darn good for a few months. 35 weeks, an hour every morning. So if you want to subscribe to attend daily, you can click on this in the presentation on my website under downloads. And there we go. That's that same chart again. We do have a MetaStock SunnyBands bundle where you can get the SunnyBands, the dynamic moving average histogram, and the slope indicator, all as one package. And I'm going to let Jeff tell you about that. But this package of 3 indicators, MetaStock, is considerably less expensive than any of the packages I have available for other platforms. This won't last for long, so if you can take advantage of it now while it's cheap, that'd be fantastic. So you're going to click here to go to MetaStock and see the offering. And I do education and consulting. I do easy language programming services. I do mentoring. I'm still learning MetaStock's programming language. I have a distance learning course called Solving the Puzzle. And these are the indicators I use myself in my own trading. Here's where the sunny side of the street is. And there's where you subscribe to the daily live trading room. Are there any questions?
Yes.
Where do we look for questions?
There's a tab called questions. There's only a couple though. I can read them to you.
Yes,
It
please.
says, Alan wants to know if you have your indicators, if you have SunnyBands on Thinkorswim.
No, I don't. I have it on MetaStock, TradeStation, Multicharts, NinjaTrader. Is that it? That's it.
Okay. We do offer a free trial to MetaStock if you want to try out SunnyBands as well. So it's a good place to get started. I particularly, I'm a little bit biased. I work here. I use it every day. But I particularly like the scanning. It's really good at kind of going through and identifying opportunities for you. So, and we will give you a free trial. Greg guessed that the song that you played during the chat intro was We're in the Money. Was he right?
That's it. Very good. And one of my students about 30 years ago was a musician. He had his own studio. And he said, I need to create a song for you. And I said, okay. So his name was Manny. So he created that song with me sitting there watching him. I mean, he's playing on this electronic keyboard and he's playing with all these different, trombone or whatever it was, trumpet and piano and all kinds of other things accompanying. And he programmed that for me. So I've been using that as he said, this one fits your personality better. So I've been using that ever since as my theme song.
All right.
Very good for catching it.
It's a cool one. Yeah, it's very catchy. Let's see. I think that's it. Oh, here's a question that we always get because we have a lot of people that are not necessarily in the U.S., trading U.S. stocks. Earlier in the presentation, you showed a map of all the countries. Do you have people that have a lot of experience using SunnyBands, let's say in India, Australia, Asia? Those are big markets for us. Okay.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Cool. I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and kind of take over right now. I want to say before I do that, thank you. I appreciate you coming in, spending an hour with us. Very, very, always great to have you. All right.
Your turn.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and kind of turn this over here. Do this. Thanks again, Sunny. I appreciate it. So while I kind of just do a little bit here, I just kind of want to reiterate kind of what's included in the package. And like Sunny said, She did a really, really good job. And she really allowed us to do a really good offer with this. So the SunnyBands are kind of based around and built around the dynamic moving averages. They're unique. They're calculated dynamically. And they allow you to dance with the markets. I really like how Sunny explains that. You're going to get the SunnyBands. You're going to get the DMA histogram, which is shows you the difference between the DMA and the gold, helps you measure the momentum. And you're going to get the SOAP indicator. Now, the SOAP indicator, the way that that's displayed is with the trend ribbon. And we have fully integrated that into MetaStock as well. So if you're familiar with MetaStock, well, you know that it's really, really good to be able to go in and kind of run that exploration, see everything that's actually giving you an entry signal or a trade setup or which stocks are flat. I love using MetaStock for the scanning capabilities just because I can scan the whole market. And that can be any market that you want, whether it is here in the US or somewhere overseas. There's basically with the data feeds that we offer several hundred exchanges. And you can get just data for about anywhere that you want. And I think that's one of the reasons like the software has been rated the best software in its price category. And it's been rated that way for 31 years in a row. We have the expert advisor that's going to kind of give you the buy and sell alerts. It's going to highlight for you the areas that are congested and that trend ribbon to show the trend state. Now, here's one of the things that I kind of like to talk about when we talk about SunnyBands. And I think this was designed very, very well because what we wanted to do was kind of give you a dashboard view of the price and the indicators and what they're doing. So if you open up the expert advisor and open up the expert commentary, you'll see kind of here's that dashboard view. It tells you whether the trend is bullish, the SOAP is bullish, what the gold and purple are doing, whether the DMA histogram is increasing or decreasing. And it's also going to tell you if there's any buy opportunities that exist and what to do them. It's got a complete list of all of the things Sunny actually looks for when she's doing her trades. And to a good degree, it's a good lot like it's built, looking to find the right words. They're here somewhere. It's built to help you kind of understand what's going on a day-by-day basis and kind of help you understand and kind of interpret the markets. Very, very cool things here. So, Matthew, I do see your question. As part of the package, you'll get a two one-on-one calls with Sunny. The first call that you get is an introduction to SunnyBands and how to use them. And the second call is an application session that they do during live markets. In addition to that, I don't know, about a month or two ago, Sunny and I sat down and we recorded a bootcamp class. We invited all the customers that had already bought SunnyBands and just recorded a very good session where she did a part where she talks about SunnyBands. I did a part where I talked about how to, set up your MetaStock platform, how to open up your charts if you're brand new, how to run explorations, all that kind of how to filter out your list so you're just seeing the instruments that you want, all kinds of stuff that I think is helpful for a new beginner to use. And so as soon as you kind of get set up for SunnyBands, that will be available as well. So normally, like all the components of the SunnyBands toolkit, the SunnyBands, the histogram, as well as the SOAP indicators would be a retail cost of $5,713. We offer it as an introductory offer as a one-time cost of $3,997. We do that with a 7-day money-back guarantee. During that 7 days, we want you to go ahead and sit down with Sunny, make sure you're really comfortable with everything, make sure you understand how everything runs. And if it's something that you think will be helpful, great, keep it. But if not, that's why we offer the trial and the ability for you to kind of get that money-back guarantee. So to do that, you can go to metastock.com/SunnyBands. One of these days, I'll learn and actually type this up in hand. If you have questions, if you want to see some more chart examples, our sales team is very, very good. You can give them a call at 800-882-3040, or you can go to metastock.com/saleschat. So Matthew says, I noticed the FINRA rule set as of 2016. There's an ability to respond to each quotations in milliseconds. Would you support the NASDAQ and FINRA website? Can we update time series and enter order each millisecond? Matthew, that's not, we get all of, just for kind of just some context, we get all of our data through the London Stock Exchange group. the LSEG. And the reason is the London Stock Exchange Group, they bought the Thomson Reuters and the Reuters set. So we get all of our data from them. That's why we're able to get all of this stuff available for you and provide it to you from all of this stuff. Just to kind of give you some context, the competitor to, the biggest competitor to the LSEG feed right now is Bloomberg, which is a terminal platform, costs about $1,400 a month per person per user. With ours, we have kind of the similar nodes, all that kind of information is part of it, but all the data is delivered by them. To answer your question, we actually don't do trading, so we wouldn't be entering orders and stuff like that. We just help you identify the trades. So thank you for that question. So Jerry asked, do we offer payment options? We don't. You can purchase it, and if it doesn't work well for you, you can get a refund, but we don't have a payment option on that, Jerry. Thanks for the question. So Matthew says, would it also be great to have access to global markets and that kind of stuff? Again, we don't do the brokerage, but we can give you access to all of the markets you might be interested in. And that's one of the best things that we do. And one of the reasons we've been rated so highly for 31 years in a row, Matthew, is decision support, that ability to scan and find the opportunities, ignore the stocks that don't have an opportunity and see the ones that do. So I think that's all of the questions. I want to say thank you again to Sunny for joining us. It was great to have you there, or here, or there. I mean, you're not technically here. Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something today. Please make sure to like and subscribe. It does help a great deal. If you're interested in this, give it a go. It's a money-back guarantee, metastock.com/SunnyBands. Thanks for coming, everybody. It's great to see you. Stay healthy. Stay well. See you again soon.
Hi, Kelly Clement here from MetaStock. Before you go, I have two quick things for you. One, thanks for joining us today. We love having you here at our webinars and viewing our videos. So what I'd like to invite you to do before you go is like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps us a great deal, and it helps us bring you more awesome content like today's video. The second thing is we have a great ebook on trading that you can get for free. If you go to metastock.com/YouTubebook, you can get a free copy of The Secrets of Successful Traders. It's a great book with lots of content from traders just like yourself who can teach you some of the secrets that they have learned. Thanks for taking a second with me and learning about those two things. Thanks for joining us, and keep on trading.